Ever wondered what could have been if Zack Snyder's ambitious plans for the Justice League had come to full fruition? As Snyder now dives into his new sci-fi epic Rebel Moon, fans are left wondering, could elements of his long-awaited Justice League sequels find new life in this galaxy-spanning adventure? Without any further ado, let's get right onto it. Snyder is totally open to the idea of wrapping up his Justice League saga in a new way, like through animation, if given the chance. Even though Warner Brothers isn't keen on continuing his DC plans, Snyder is still interested in finishing the story. In an Empire magazine interview, Snyder said he'd love to do it if the opportunity came up, calling it a fun idea. When Zack Snyder was brought on to direct Man of Steel, he had big plans for a new DC extended universe, which included Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice and a whole trilogy of Justice League films. Unfortunately, Snyder had to step away from Justice League after his daughter's death, and Joss Whedon took over the post-production. Whedon's version didn't hit the mark, leading to fans clamoring for Snyder's original vision. In 2021, Snyder's director's cut of Justice League was released, and it reignited interest in his full trilogy. With recent DC projects from Warner Brothers struggling and not performing well, many people think Snyder's departure marked a major turning point for the DCEU. After Zack Snyder left Justice League in 2017, the film's underwhelming reception led to a massive fan campaign using the hashtag #ReleaseTheSnyderCut, pushing for Snyder's original version to be released. This campaign later evolved into hashtag #RestoreTheSnyderverse, with fans hoping Snyder would complete his entire trilogy. However, the release of the Rebel Moon and the excitement around Snyder's new Netflix project suggest that his time with DC might be over. While this might be disappointing to some, it could actually be the best move for everyone involved. Snyder's work on Rebel Moon allows him much more creative freedom compared to working with Warner Brothers. At Netflix, he's able to direct, write, produce, and even handle the cinematography, giving him a broader canvas to explore his vision. This level of control is similar to what he had with Army of the Dead, and it means Rebel Moon can break new ground in ways that Justice League couldn't. Even though Zack Snyder's Justice League sequels might have helped revive interest in the DC Extended Universe, it doesn't really make sense for him to come back now. James Gunn and Peter Safran took over as co-CEOs of DC Studios in November 2022 and have since been revamping the franchise into a new DC universe. Their plans, announced in January 2023, include reintroducing iconic characters like Superman and Batman with new actors, making it unlikely that Snyder will return to his previous storyline. There's a possibility that Snyder's Justice League trilogy could be released as DC Elseworlds projects, similar to Matt Reeves' The Batman and Todd Phillips' Joker films. However, since Snyder's plans would continue the old DCEU, which was supposed to be reset by The Flash in 2023, it would clash with the new DC universe. With new actors like David Corenswet as Superman in Superman Legacy and a new Batman in The Brave and the Bold, incorporating Snyder's old storyline could create confusion. The new DC universe might eventually feature its own Justice League, so bringing back Snyder could just complicate things further. In a 2021 Vanity Fair interview, Zack Snyder shared that his vision for Justice League was just the middle part of a larger 5-part trilogy starting with Man of Steel. His plan included 2 more Justice League sequels. Snyder, along with DC Comics artist Jim Lee, mapped out this entire storyline. The final film, Justice League 3, would have featured Bruce Wayne's death and the rise of a new Batman. Snyder's Justice League left several storylines open, like the introduction of Martian Manhunter, Lex Luthor's meeting with Deathstroke, and Bruce Wayne's troubling nightmare scenario. In Justice League 2, Darkseid would have come to Earth to battle Superman. During this conflict, Batman would have been tasked with protecting Lois Lane. However, if Luthor had tipped Darkseid off, Lois could have been killed, causing Superman to lose his drive to fight. Darkseid would then use the anti-life equation to control Superman, leading to devastating consequences like the deaths of Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and others. In Zack Snyder's Justice League, the nightmare scenario showed a future where a corrupted Superman was a major threat. Snyder's plan for Justice League 3 involved a reset of the DCEU, Barry Allen would travel back to time to warn Batman about this bleak future, linking back to the strange portal scene in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. This time, Batman would have made a crucial change by saving Lois Lane instead of letting her die, which would have altered the course of the events. With Lois saved, the story would have shifted to an epic battle against Darkseid. In this new timeline, Bruce Wayne would sacrifice himself, leading to the rise of a new Batman, who would be the adult son of Lois and Clark Kent. This new Batman would then lead the returned heroes in the fight against Darkseid, reshaping the DCEU's future. Even though Zack Snyder's plans for Justice League 2 and 3 might not come to life as movies, there are other ways they could still be explored. Snyder mentioned to Vanity Fair that he's interested in turning his Justice League ideas into a book or incorporating them into DC Comics. This would give fans a chance to see his full storyline, as there were still many unanswered questions in Zack Snyder's Justice League. However, it seems unlikely that James Gunn and Peter Safran would bring Snyder back to develop these stories, given that they're focused on building the new DC universe. Alternatively, Snyder could weave elements of his Justice League story into his Rebel Moon franchise. While Rebel Moon and the Justice League plans are quite different, Snyder's new sci-fi project could incorporate concepts like the anti-life equation, complex romances, the nightmare future, and time travel. Since Rebel Moon is a science fiction story with more creative freedom, it's possible that some of Snyder's Justice League ideas could find a new home there, keeping his original plans alive in a different form. Rebel Moon centers on Kora, a mysterious young woman who rallies fighters from different planets to stand against a tyrannical empire called the Mother World. The film is set on the moon of Velt, a peaceful colony facing a threat from Regent Balisaris, the film's antagonist, who is on a ruthless quest to conquer the galaxy. The story is designed to be grand and immersive, featuring fantastical creatures, sword fights reminiscent of lightsaber duels, space battles, unique alien species, and rich mythologies. The film draws heavy inspiration from Akira Kurosawa's work, especially Seven Samurai, where a hero assembles a team to protect a village from danger. It also takes cues from sci-fi classics like Dune and Star Wars, blending those influences with Snyder's own mature, action-packed style. Well, that's it for today. So while Zack Snyder's Justice League story may not continue as originally planned, his new venture into the cosmos with Rebel Moon offers an exciting new canvas for his storytelling. Could elements of his Justice League vision find new life in this epic sci-fi adventure? We'd love to hear your thoughts on how Snyder's past and present projects might intersect or diverge. If you enjoy diving into Snyder's cinematic universe and want to stay updated on all the latest in film and TV, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and ring the bell for notifications. And what storylines from Snyder's Justice League would you love to see make a comeback? Drop your ideas in the comments below.